And I just want you to see this little area right here. This is the Capital City Country Club. A lot of people have been surprised to learn that the city of Tallahassee actually owns this land. So it's beautiful land. It's some of the most high ground in the city, and it has some of the oldest live oaks in the city. So it's absolutely beautiful, impeccable, 180 acres in our downtown urban core. Unfortunately, the city of Tallahassee is currently considering selling that to a nonprofit country club that has been using the property for the past 70 years. So the Capital City Country Club is engaged in a 100-year land lease for $1 a year. And they now want to go buy the property from the city of Tallahassee. And so they did an appraisal, and they think it's worth $1.15 million. The city currently has and maintains ownership of 2 easements, and we actually operate it. This, I think, is just an electrical easement, and this over here is park. And then this piece is the 180 acres that the city owns. So you will notice that the Capital City Country Club proper, the clubhouse, this sits on 9 acres. And so they being the Capital City Country Club, they own this property, and their take is that they need lines of credit because they have a bunch of deferred maintenance going back decades, and it's going to cost them millions of dollars to renovate and modernize the course and do things like level certain areas and do pumps and stuff like that, and redo like the golf caddy area and the golf cart shack and these kind of things. So they're going to do a bunch of investments, and they want to launch a capital campaign. But I started listening to some of this, and I thought, does they really need a bank loan, or they just need access to credit? And looking into this more, it really seems to me like they just need access to credit. And so I propose an alternative solution that instead of just giving them this land, this 180 acres that the city owns, I propose, what if we could do some kind of municipal bond? So we can do what's called conduit financing on a municipal bond, and we could basically offer to them access to capital through a municipal bond that the city issues, and then they basically pay the bond back. Because another thing that they've raised, the Capital City Country Club, is they've said, well, we need land ownership. We need long-term to be able to guarantee that we're going to have the land. And so I propose that we do a 25-year extension on the lease. But in order for them to actually get the extension, they have to pay back the municipal bond over the next 20 to 30 years. And that's actually a real resource that we have in this process. I mean, imagine if we were having some of the same conversation 5 years before their lease ended. This really would not be possible. But now that they have 20 years to do these infrastructure improvements and to pay back the corresponding municipal bond, there's really not an excuse for why they can't do this. And, you know, it's just very frustrating because we have no idea where golf is going to be in 2080. I mean, golf might be weird and totally not relevant by then. And look at this land. You know, this could be a beautiful central park for Tallahassee that really increases Myers Park's property values, makes their neighborhood safer, and adds the quality of life and amenities that this incredible neighborhood already has to offer. But instead, they want to put all of this land in the possession of this private country club and just kind of hope for the best. Well, here's a problem with that. Our buddies here over in the legislature really would have no issue at all passing a bill that allowed basically to say, on this parcel, they don't have to have any of the deeds and restrictions that previously existed, because the city wants to hang their hat and say, oh, well, we have restrictions on the land. It can only ever be a golf course. Therefore, we're safe and clear. Is that the legislature can just do one law 1 year and they can say, build whatever you want. Well, the city can always reject the zoning request or the PUD that would be done on this property. But that's just not really true. Historically, the city always approves stuff like this. And so I see this as a huge risk for Myers Park. There's no issue with them having this land lease extended until 2080 because they have 30 years left on the 100-year lease, and then we'd be offering them a 25-year extension. Who trusts a country club to make sure that this stuff is not developed? This land is literally more than the entire downtown. This is bigger than the entire downtown. And think about the incredible kinds of parks that we could build, connecting Cascades Park to Myers Park to the South Cascades here. What is currently being used is the Capital City Country Club. I just really wish that the city would consider anything other than what they're currently doing, because we do not need to give them this land. We just need to help them find access to capital. And so I hope that you guys can make your voices heard. I hope that we can honor the historic cemetery for enslaved people, and that the city honors their word and honors their commitment, not only to Myers Park, but to the historians and all of the Black history and history of Tallahassee that is on this course, and protect it for future generations in public ownership, so that when we control the dirt, we control the destiny. That's the kind of city that I know we are. That's the kind of city that I know that we want to be. Hey everybody, my name is Max Herrle. I'm running for Tallahassee City Commission Seat 3. Together, we're going to bring peace to City Hall, but I need you to do one thing, and that's go to maxfortallahassee.com, click the contribute button, and make a contribution of just $27 today. That goes to help fund our campaign, to help fund our voice, and get our message out to all of our neighbors. Please like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.